Well, hello there. This is Dr. Diaz and welcome to my YouTube channel, Educator's Corner, a milestone of learning. And our topic for today is about managing relationships and the emotions of others. I hope you will learn today.
This video will take a look at deeper understanding behind positive relationships at work and the importance of positive social interactions, same as to discuss some of the ways positive employee interaction that can introduce and encourage employees in the workplace. Well, research shows that leaders who prioritized relationships with their employees and lead from a place of positivity and kindness simply do better. And company culture has a bigger influence on employee well-being than salary and benefits. When it comes to cultivating happiness at work, it comes down to fostering positive relationships at work. So, citing some of those researches from the field of social psychology, where the authors outline 5 core principles that make all relationships personal and professional. Number 1 is thrive. 2 is transparency and authenticity. 3, inspiration, emotional intelligence, self-care, and values. Positive social interactions actually at work directly affect the body's sociological processes. According to Hippie and Dotton, positive social interactions serve to bolster physiological resourcefulness by fortifying the cardiovascular, immune, and neuroendocrine systems through immediate and enduring decreases in cardiovascular reactivity, strengthen immune responses, and happier hormonal patterns. Why are positive interactions in the workplace so important? Well, positive interactions in the workplace have been shown to improve job satisfaction and positive influence staff turnover, as employees who experience support from the colleagues are more likely to remain in an organization long term, even though the compensation is not that high, as long as they're happy in the environment or in the workplace. The way that you interact with others in the workplace is very important. Good working relationships where everyone feels respected and supported help promote a positive work culture. We need to actively work at building and maintaining relationships in the workplace and be aware and open to others' situations. So here are some of those that would cultivate, of course, positivity in the workplace. There should be trust. When we speak of trust, we have to trust other people, that others can complete their work to a high standard. Okay? So even though we are not around, let's think and believe in our staff that they could do it by giving them trust. Another is respect. Always be considerate, honest, and value others' opinion. Be open. Openness is very important. Be aware of the different backgrounds and perspective of your colleagues. Very important, of course, is effective communication. When to use different methods of communication. How are you going to understand your colleagues, your co-employees? What kind of communication are you going to use so that you could understand them? Managing relationships in the workplace is extremely important for several reasons. Why? Because it will develop team cohesion. Good relationships among co-workers foster a sense of unity and cooperation within teams. When team members get along well, they are more likely to collaborate effectively, share ideas, and support one another, leading to higher productivity and better outcomes. If they have one common goal and they are united. So teamwork is very important. Communication, as I mentioned a while ago, effective relationship management facilitates open and clear communication. When employees feel comfortable with their colleagues and supervisors, they are more likely to express their thoughts, concerns, and feedback openly, which can prevent misunderstandings and improve overall communications channels because they trust you. They could express themselves, their ideas to you because of open communication rather than developing fear. Next is what we call conflict resolution. Conflicts are inevitable in any workplace. It's just normal, but strong relationships can help mitigate and resolve them more effectively. When people have positive relationships, they are often more willing to engage in constructive dialogue to address issues and find mutually acceptable solutions. So, you need to sit down to resolve conflicts through an open communication. Employee morale and satisfaction, we have to take note of this also. Positive relationships contribute to a positive work environment, which in turn boosts employee morale and job satisfaction. Employees who feel valued, even though their salary is not that high, respected and supported by their peers and superiors or supervisors, are more likely to be engaged in their work, and they are productive and committed to the organization because they're happy in the workplace. Another is what we call retention and recruitment. A workplace known for its positive relationships is more likely to attract top talent and retain valuable employees. People are drawn to environments where they feel a sense of belongingness and where there is that camaraderie, a good relationship from one another, and they are more likely to stay with an organization where they have strong relationships. Another thing that we have to take note is the increased innovation and creativity. When individuals feel comfortable expressing themselves and sharing ideas without fear of judgment, it fosters an environment conducive to innovation and creativity. Why? Because they could think well. Collaborative Relationships can lead to the exchange of diverse perspectives and the generation of new ideas because they are not battered. You have a healthy environment or workplace. Health and well-being, we have to consider also. Strong workplace relationships can also have positive effects on employees' mental and emotional well-being. Having supportive colleagues and a sense of community at work can reduce stress, increase job satisfaction, as I mentioned, and contribute to all overall happiness. So, we have to establish good relationships in the workplace because it's very crucial for a positive and productive work environment. You can foster positive relationships with your colleagues and contribute to a harmonious and productive work environment by using some of these strategies. Actually, I mentioned some of them, which were in number one is communicative effectively or communicate effectively. Clear and open communication is a key to success in an organization. Listen actively to your colleagues, to your coworkers. Express your thoughts and ideas clearly and be approachable when others need to communicate with you. Show respect, as I mentioned. You have to treat anyone with respect and professionalism regardless of their position or role within the organization. Respect their opinions, perspectives, and contributions. Not because you're on top or you're in authority. You need to know, you need to go down and also show respect with other people so that they would also respect you. Next is be supportive. Offer help and support to your staff, to your colleagues when they need it. Collaboration and teamwork are essential for success in the workplace. So, be willing to lend a hand and contribute to the success of your team. You have to build trust, okay, so that they could rely on you. Trust is the foundation of any good relationship. Be reliable, honest, and trustworthy in your interaction with others. Follow through on your commitments and maintain confidentiality when necessary. And be positive. Maintain a positive attitude and approach your work with enthusiasm. Positivity is contagious and can help foster a positive and uplifting work environment. You should have a positive mindset. Resolve conflicts constructively if there are problems. Conflicts are inevitable in any workplace, but it's essential to address them promptly and constructively. Approach conflicts with an open mind. Listen to all perspectives of all your colleagues and work together to find mutually beneficial solutions. Avoid blaming, of course, because that would not resolve any problem or any conflicts in the organization. It will just result to chaos. Show appreciation. Take the time to recognize and appreciate the contributions of your colleagues or staff. A simple thank you or words of encouragement can go a long way in building positive relationships. Be inclusive. Embrace diversity and inclusivity. Inclusivity in the workplace. Respect and celebrate differences because no one is an island. You also need to deal with them. And no two individuals are exactly the same. So you have to create an environment where everyone feels valued and included. Be mindful of boundaries. This is very important. Sometimes people get out of their own boundaries and deal with other departments wherein it creates chaos already because there is somebody who's assigned in that boundary or in that department. Okay, so be mindful of boundaries. Respect personal boundaries and professional boundaries in the workplace. Avoid gossiping or encouraging in behavior that could make others uncomfortable. If you are professional enough, do not engage yourself in gossiping. Okay? And be mindful of your boundaries. You should know your rules, the rules and your own responsibilities, your roles and responsibilities in the workplace or in your department. Seek feedback. Be open to receiving feedback from your colleagues and use it as an opportunity for growth and improvement. Provide constructive feedback in a respectful and supportive manner. There are people actually who attain positions of authority and are expected to perform certain functions, but sometimes they go beyond their boundaries. So doing the functions of the position well is what we call managership. So to address the managerial needs of organization, there are currently countless business, government agencies, and non-profit entities who aim to produce such managers. However, in many surveys that I've read and interviews with institutional recruiters of managers, they are particularly interested in hiring people who will not be mere managers, but they're looking for someone who could lead the institution or the group. They are particularly interested in hiring people who will not be mere managers, but potentially leaders. There are actually top 4 answers on this. Okay, 1 in the research that conducted, 1 is leadership, 2 character and personality, 3 people skills, and 4 strategic management. It is important, therefore, to distinguish between leaders and ordinary managers. When you are a leader, you are concerned of relationship with your people. You have the heart for your people. So what's the difference between leaders and managers? Well, managers run things well. They make sure that people assigned to them are excellent workers and accomplish their tasks better than most. They are superior operators. So they're not just operators, they're just managers. Okay, I rather want to become a leader. So what's the difference when you are a manager or a leader? Well, leaders redefine their industry and change their business environment. They introduced new products, processes, and systems. They create new markets. They are great innovators rather than operators. Managers are good motivators, actually. They're able to bring the performance levels of their people to new heights. while leaders go beyond performance achievements. They inspire people to become leaders themselves because they are the model. They are transformers of people, since their impact can be seen not only in the accomplishment of tasks but in the inner growth of their people, because they have this kind of heart rather than a manager who is just concerned of finishing the job as an operator. So managers confront and engage their present environment and plan for the near future. They are short-term strategists and technicians, while leaders see far beyond the present and near future. They can intuit, envision into the long term and define how events will flow into the far future. They are visionaries and long-term strategists. Managers are stationary pillars of strength. People adapt to them. They are the reference points of the organization, while leaders are dynamic wheels of fortune. They adapt to evolving environments by changing their positioning and their way of doing things. They set moving targets and constantly keep abreast of the situation. They are flexible, fluid, and free. Managers are output-oriented. They work hard in order to deliver the desired results and performance outcomes, while leaders are value-driven. Beyond the desired results and performance outcomes, they inculcate long-lasting values that anchor the entire organization. They do not just do well, they do good. Society admires them not just for their victories but more so for their enduring legacies. Managers are designers and developers. They know how to build, structure, and move organizations. They also know what will make organizations function and what will not, while leaders are compassionate, nurturers of organizational culture beyond the design and development of organizations. They, of course, have these ideologies, offer philosophies, and establish guiding principles. They humanize the organization by giving each member due attention and recognition. They create a team by emphasizing participation, involvement, interaction, and communion, meaning to say they're one, they have unity. Managers go for efficiency, economy, and effectiveness. Being efficient means maximizing outputs, giving certain inputs. Being economical means maximizing economic benefits, giving certain economic costs. Being effective means maximizing results, giving certain efforts and resources. These are managers, while leaders strive for empathy, enthusiasm, and enlightenment. The empathetic leader is sensitive to and totally aware of people. The empathetic leader has a high degree of social skills. He can relate to one and all. The leader, of course, arouses passion and zeal in everyone. The leader seeks true enlightenment by being able to detach himself from petty issues and by being responsive to the real issues that matter. He has the ability to see the truth and do away with pretentiousness and false prophets. That's the difference between a leader and a manager. Now, what kind of person are you? Now, can you call yourself a leader or a manager? So I hope this video enlightens you and you choose which one you like to be. You like to be a leader or just a simple manager in your organization. So again, I hope you learn from this video.